Hey everybody, it's Mike and welcome to Chip Damage. And today is a very special day because today I'm jumping into the next generation with my brand new PlayStation 5. Yes, I was very lucky to be able to get my hands on this console, and I was lucky enough to do it without paying a cent to a scalper. No, I paid the regular retail price on this. We were able to get this on Amazon. We were just very lucky. I do not encourage buying from scalpers because that only encourages them to hike up the prices and do this for every item that comes out. So do what you have to do to get the console, but hopefully, like me, you'll get lucky and it'll get easier to pick these up as time goes on. And I wanted to unbox this with you and give you my first thoughts on it, my first impressions, and generally how I think the rollout of the PlayStation 5 and the ending of the PlayStation 4 has been. So yeah, please join me as we unbox this monster. And yeah, it is bigger than I thought. I was told to think that, but damn, this is a hell of a box. So please join me as I do this. And if you like what you're about to see, please subscribe and check out my other unboxing videos. Without further ado, let's get a good look at this monster, shall we? Yeah, so as you can see, it comes in this very stark white box, and the only, what sticks out on it, the black on the console and the controller, as you can see, pretty much just the PS5 logo there, very official looking. This thing has some serious weight to it. I don't want to take a guess on it, but it's got to weigh at least 15 pounds. This thing is a beast, but it feels like it was worth that money. As you can see, I got the disc version because if you've seen any of my other videos, you know I love physical media and I hope it never dies. And I don't care if game boxes just become dust collectors on my shelf. I will always prefer physical to digital. But yeah, let's see. Let's get this thing actually open, shall we? So I have a box cutter on me right here, and there's only one little piece of tape right on top. It comes with a nice handle, by the way, and it's really needed. Like I said, this thing is big and awkward. Like I'm a fairly large guy. I'm about 6'2", and even I have trouble like handling this thing, getting it up the stairs. So, all right, as you can see, it's got. I'm gonna have to stand up for this thing. It's got a okay. So this whole thing was kind of an outer shell for this briefcase-sized inner box. I'm gonna put this right over here. All right, and as you can see, this is cool. This is doesn't mess around with what it is. It just has that PlayStation logo on the front. I really love that. And on the back, let's see, it's got a tab here, no tape as far as I can see. We're gonna open that up. Another tab. And inside this box is what looks to be ooh, I want to be careful with this now. Man, I haven't gotten a new console in a while. This is a rush. Let's see. All right. What a assortment of packaging this is. Look at this. It's like a little shrine to the console. So, man, look at that. All right. I feel like I'm opening the Ark of the Covenant. I'm afraid my face is going to melt off. So, bear with me as I very carefully lift this up. Looks like it has the console itself on top. And here's a shrine. That's probably where the wires and accessories are. But let's get a look at this, shall we? All right, flip this on its side, remove the protective cover. That comes right off. And remove the console itself, place it very delicately right there. And there's a lot of packaging. I mean, the system itself looks like it's going to be pretty big. I'm glad it's well protected, but this is a lot of cardboard. All right, and yes, everybody, now the moment of truth. Let's take a look at this, shall we? Got this protective cloth all over it. I know it's white, so it's probably gonna get fingerprinty real quick. So this is gonna be my recording of my virgin fresh, brand new, let's put it upright, PlayStation 5. Oh wow, look at that. Yes, yes, yes. Now, let's put that right face forward for everybody. And there she is. Wow, what a beauty. Yeah, it's a gaudy monolith, but it's my gaudy monolith now, and I love it. Everyone has those jokes that it looks like Seto Kaiba from Yu-Gi-Oh!, like his jacket with like the pop collar, and yeah, it really does. But hey, you know what? Sony won big in the PS4 era, so I guess they deserve to show off a little bit. I guess that would be the front, and let's see, shall we? I'm not quite sure which way this would face down. So I'm gonna keep this horizontally anyway, but would it be, yeah, look at that. So for size, fairly large console. It's not like definitely a bit bigger than the PlayStation 4 placed on its side, but it's really not. A lot of the weight was in the packaging. It's not as over heavy as over huge as I thought, and I like the design. I really do. All right, but let's put it to the side for a minute and see what was in the kind of base of that monolith. All right, like I thought, it's all the accessories. So right in there you have the power cord. Of course, the controller wrapped in plastic. Is there anything else hidden in here? The HDMI cable hidden there. The user manuals. Is there anything underneath the user manuals? Yes, there is. There is, in fact, the HD cables. Oh, that prior wire, that looks more like the controller charging cables. Sorry, my mistake. And what is this? I don't know. This looks like a stand of some sort. I'm sure everyone with a PS5 or who has played it a decent amount in person is screaming at me right now, but I actually don't know what this little wheel holder thing is. I bet I'm going to find out real quick. But yeah, we'll leave that to the side right now. It doesn't seem imperative. I want to see this controller, this magical DualSense that everyone's been talking about. I've avoided the, well, I haven't avoided. I haven't had a chance to play a PlayStation 5 myself in person. So, ooh, that is nice. Look at that. Like, I won't lie. That looks better in person than I originally thought. I thought the controller was going to be bigger from all the media that I've seen online, but no, it's about the same size as the DualShock 4. I mean, on the I don't know, all the media that I'd seen, I imagined it to be bigger, and I really actually like the white and black in person. That looks pretty good. And let's see. Yeah, I mean, it looks a little different, but it feels like a DualShock 4 with slightly more, I don't know how to put it, tangible, like solid sides. I like the feel of the controller, for sure. You know, I have nothing, I can't really give a full review of it because I haven't played it yet, but on first analysis, feels pretty good. And yeah, let's just put this right there. And that's it. That's the PlayStation 5. I mean, I can only give my thoughts on the form factor, but it's a beautiful looking console, and I can't wait to jump into it. So now that we've unboxed it, I want to talk about this real quick. I want to talk about the rollout of this console and the ending of the prior generation. If you look online, the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X are part of the 9th generation of consoles, the recognized 9th generation. The Switch is kind of in a weird spot. Only history will tell, but most people consider it part of the last generation along with the Wii U. Like the Wii U, it was just an odd situation where Nintendo had two consoles in the same console generation. It was both the Wii U and the Switch. But that doesn't really matter. What I want to talk about is, like, throughout the 8th generation, last generation, I was mostly a PlayStation guy. I eventually, as a game collector, get all the major consoles as well as play some games on PC. However, the majority of my gaming time went to Sony, and that was kind of a switch for me. The 7th generation, the 360 PS3 generation, I had both and the Wii, but I was firmly a 360 guy. I think the early years of the 360 were killer with games like Dead Rising, Lost Planet, Oblivion, Dead or Alive 4. That console killed it for about 4 years. And then after the Kinect came out, the quality started to decline. You had guys like Don Medrick, the head of Xbox, kind of make the thing an entertainment center surrounding the Kinect. And obviously when the Xbox One came out and it had all like those digital right management like nonsense and just not a great lineup of games, I was kind of forced to go to Sony. And yeah, the PS3 didn't have great games and like some terrible ports. Like the port of Bayonetta 1 on PS3 is just like clearly inferior to the 360 one. Near the end, they really started to pick up. They focused more on games like The Last of Us and Yakuza, and there were some good late life PS3 games. And then that's when I decided to get the PS4. It was $100 cheaper than the Xbox One and had the games that I wanted. But it took me a while to get it. I didn't get a PS4 for a solid year and a half after the launch of the system. The system launched in November of 2013, and I didn't get it until March of 2015 with the release of Bloodborne, which is a game I needed to have and ended up being probably my favorite PS4 game, one of my favorite games of all time. That first year was rough for those consoles. There wasn't a lot of exclusive on either console. I had a Wii U, so I was enjoying that game for the time being. For the few good games that had. I love that system. I'll talk about that in another video, but that first year was rough. But then as time went on, the PS4 really killed it, especially with exclusives, and I just stuck with that console. I ended up getting a PS4 Pro because I got a 4K TV, but games like Street Fighter V and Gravity Rush, Final Fantasy VII Remake and Guilty Gear, King of Fighters 14, like these were all PlayStation exclusives. That God of War, Spider-Man, like I can't stop thinking of them. They're flooding into my mind. Horizon, and for a while, Nier Automata were all exclusive to PlayStation and drove the value of that system up. I loved that console. I think the PS4 will go down as one of the best consoles of all time, but it had a few flaws as well. And I can see that Sony is trying to remedy that a little bit with this console. There was no backwards compatibility on the PS4. It was a hard shut off between PS3 and 4, and there was nothing you could do except for get that terrible online PlayStation Now service. And I know that the PS5 can't go further back than PS4, but at least I get to play those PS4 games that I love so much. And they're slightly enhanced, faster loading times in particular, and they may look a little better on the PS5. So that's something I like about this. Also, Sony is a bit of an odd spot right now. Everyone wants this console, but no one can get their hands on it due to the global chip shortage. So yes, I think that the actual hardware of the system is fine, but the fact that people can't get them is really hampering that. And I'm curious how that'll affect it in the long run. I intend to get an Xbox Series X in the future because I am a Halo fan. I am curious what they're going to do with the Bethesda titles like Elder Scrolls and Fallout. I loved Hellblade, and yes, I even like DMC, so I'm curious what they're going to do with Ninja Theory as a studio. I think Xbox has some great titles coming down the road, and I can't wait to see what they have, but the PS5 is a bit more imperative to me. I want to play enhanced versions of Final Fantasy VII, the Intergrade version, and the first title I will be playing on this is Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition, which I bought physically because I love Devil May Cry 5. I think it was one of the best games on PS4, but the load times were terrible. It actually hampered me from replaying that game with just how many loading times there were in between going to the shop and levels, and just the length of those loading times. So I'm very excited to do that and play as my boy Virgil. I can't wait to play Resident Evil 8 with reduced load times because on PS4 Pro, like the map takes a while to load. It's kind of annoying. So I'm so excited to give this a shot. I think there's some great exclusives coming out very soon, like God of War 2, Ragnarok, hopefully, and Horizon Zero Dawn, hopefully, even though that's a PS4 also title. But looking forward to that so much. And yeah, that's kind of it. I'm very curious how this generation is going to go. There are so many rumors for the Switch Pro coming out very soon. I mean, more than likely that will happen, but those rumors have been happening for years. I'm curious what Xbox has down the line, and this is and PlayStation at the moment, this is their moment because they have all these titles kind of in the near future lined up. But as someone who loves gaming, I think healthy competition is very important. I think if Xbox does well, that pushes Sony to do well, and vice versa. Like Sony killed Xbox last gen, so like they're really pushing their games as a service and their first-party exclusives. And Nintendo was crushed by the other two companies when they brought out the Wii U, so they made the Switch, which is a fantastic console. Like, it's just great. You don't want one really killing the others completely. You want them to all kind of be egging at biting at each other, and that's because that's where innovation comes from. So my first foray into this this three-way war that's surely to upcome is with the PlayStation 5. I love Sony. I love what they've been doing lately. And I can't wait to get the other two consoles, but I know I'm going to get a lot of fun hours out of this. Even if there aren't a ton of exclusives at the moment, I am looking forward to playing Demon's Souls, the remaster. I can't wait for that. And yeah, the next year is going to be stacked with fun releases, both big and small. So let me know what you think of the PlayStation 5, if you have any tricks or tips, any things that can help my experience, because I will be listening. I also want to know if you've been able to get a PS5, and if you haven't, what struggles have you encountered, if it's deterred you from getting one at all, if you've gotten an Xbox Series X, what you think of that. Please let me know all your next-gen thoughts, and I'll probably have another discussion video talking about it, talking about my likes and dislikes of the PS5, and as well as what I want from the next generation of consoles. So thank you for joining me today as I've rambled on about the PS5 and my next-gen hopes. Can't wait to turn off those haptic triggers immediately. I have no interest in that. I mean, I'm going to play Astrobot with it on. I've heard you should do that, but everything else, I don't see why it would be fun to have resistance with triggers. But hey, maybe I'll be proven wrong. My name is Mike. This has been Chip Damage. I hope you can get your console of choice at a reasonable price. Take care of yourselves, and please consider subscribing. Take care.